In this podcast, we'll be looking at how knowing who we are will help us navigate the life we live and interact with the world in a better way. Welcome to Health for the Spirit, Soul, and Body podcast, where we teach simple concepts and practical ideas we can apply to our whole being to keep us in good health. Before we go on, please support us by taking a few seconds to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more messages. Connect with yourself. It is important that for us to be able to connect properly with others and understand others, we first of all need to understand who we are, because this will help us. If you know yourself, you have a better chance of succeeding in life. If you look out through a glass window, you are looking through clear glass window outside a house, you will see the world around you in a particular way. You may see trees, cars, road, whatever it is outside your window. Now, even though that is a reality, if you look closer at the glass window with which you are seeing the outside with, you will see that there is a faint reflection of yourself on the window through which you see the world that you are looking at. And so you are seeing the reality of the world through a reflection or a shadow of yourself. This is how we affect our perception of the world, no matter how it is. The kind of person you are, the way you are brought up, helps you to see the world in a particular way. So who you are influences the way that you see the world. There are a lot of parts of a particular person or who we are that we learn. I've been learning about myself for quite a while, and daily I discover more aspects that are interesting. The first time I began to learn about myself was, I would say, in secondary school, where as a younger person, when we were taught certain things about psychology, we were asked several questions and we were separated into introverts and extroverts. And then I discovered that I was an introvert. Even though people cannot be strictly separated into these parts, this helped me tremendously, because that was how I now understood that that was a part of the reasons why, as a young person, I did not like being in the forefront of anything. I would rather whisper an answer or say something I know to somebody else who preferred to speak out, even though I knew the answer. There are different types of analysis, of psychological analysis of people, or various analysis. I just mentioned the introvert versus extrovert. That is just a basic one. There are those who see things in a detailed way all the time, and there are those who see things more in the big picture of things rather than in the details. Apart from that, people are also classified into starters, people who like to start things and keep it going, while others are more finishers. Whatever they are involved in, they want to see it to a finish. Some other divisions are doers versus watchers, and many other types of assessments are done which help us understand ourselves. There are various very detailed assessments that are done in the business circles. There is another one that divides people into their different learning styles, and understanding this will help you. Some are visual learners, some are auditory learners, some are different kinds of learners. Some prefer to do things in order to learn. There's another one called the Enneagram. I'm just going to mention them. Some are more right-brained, and while others are more left-brained. With this, we can divide people into different types. There's also the Big Five personality test and many others. I recently came across the Working Genius test. But let's go on. Now, for me, when I initially found out as a young person that I was an introvert, I looked at those who like to move out to do things, and I thought being an introvert was a very great disadvantage. But later I found that there are advantages of being an introvert, and that surprised me. I never looked at it like that because, well, I am who I am already. I saw that the things that I was not, I felt they were better. Let's look at one or two little points about some advantages of an introvert. Introverts tend to be more comfortable spending time alone. Now, that alone time incubates, for those who apply themselves, it incubates creativity. So introverts tend to be creative. It doesn't mean extroverts are not creative, but introverts tend to be more creative. Introverts excel in academic environments. Those who are at the top academic performance tend to be more of introverts than extroverts. Also, because introverts tend to think before speaking or acting, they are less prone to impulsive behavior. Introverts are also observant. They notice details and connections that others might not notice. Now, this is not comprehensive, and this does not mean that being an introvert is better than being an extrovert. What I'm pointing at is that we should know what we are so that we can harness the benefits of it. When we harness it, then where we know our weaknesses, we can beef these and train ourselves up in areas that we are lacking. Now, of course, for me, much later in life, I discovered that I could train myself to come out more, especially when it's needed. For example, I love to teach, and just like I'm doing this podcast, I've put myself out in a way that is not comfortable for me, but I have something to share and I want to share it. So, if you don't know yourself, how can you manage yourself? So, it's important that we find out more about ourselves, study ourselves so that we can be able to be at our most advantaged self. Susan Cain said that the secret to life is to put yourself in the right lighting. For some, it's a Broadway spotlight, a spotlight where everybody is watching and they do well in such circumstances. Others, it is under a desk lamp, lit up, studying or doing things. But whichever it is, if you are in the right spotlight, because you know yourself, you are going to perform at your best. And of course, in knowing oneself, as a child of God, it's important for us to use scripture to also know who we are. 1 Peter 2:9 says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that you show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And so, who are you? Who am I? As children of God, we are special. We have characteristics that will make us be victorious. Study yourself and help yourself to be a better version. As you do this, you'll be able to interact better with other people and with your surroundings. If you gained something from this teaching, don't forget to like it, subscribe to our channel, and share with others. Thank you.